All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move over to the ring. Our semifinals are in place for the King of Sparta Striker Series. Our first semifinal matchup. It is kickboxing, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, your 7th seed in the blue corner, MONTRELL GLOVER.
We saw Mr. Glover, our number 7 seed, pull off the upset in his boxing match earlier this evening. Now we're going to see what the gentleman has to offer up with
the 7 seed advancing.
With kickboxing on the line, coming up next.
Two different arenas that Sparta holds the events, Sparta Sports and Entertainment. This one is a little colder because we have the ice underneath. And I was thinking, I was betting that, so I wore my long johns. I was ahead of the game.
Always a thinking man.
JR wasn't here for the early round. What round did he finish it in?
I believe it went to a decision.
Did okay. So that was not the knockout you were telling me about.
Correct.
His opponent, out of the red corner, and your number 1 seed, DMITRI Ramos.
The number 1 seed against the 7 seed.
So MONTRELL, the hitman Glover, like I said, pulled off the upset. He's a representative of Syndicate MMA. Made the trip from Las Vegas, Nevada. Facing off against the Denver, Colorado fighter, DMITRI Ramos, who is a representative of Easton. And Mr. Ramos, Drew, we talked about his earlier fight, had a little bit of a slow start first round, and then he just pretty well picked apart his opponent in rounds 2 and 3. So let's see how that plays out here, whether or not he gets a faster start in the kickboxing match.
I mean, he said on the post-fight conversation that he was taking things slow, so he might have just be, playing the game, the tournament game, which is take it slow in the beginning and start ramping it up as you get further in. But he's got his hands full in this particular fight.
Facing the hitman.
The hitman, Thomas Hearns.
Or MONTRELL Glover.
Or MONTRELL Glover.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your semifinals of the King of Sparta Striker Series. This is an elimination kickboxing bout scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting it out of the Mike Maroney for blue corner. He's an orthodox style fighter and your 7th seed. Standing 5 foot 11 inches tall, weighed in at 135 pounds with Syndicate MMA from Las Vegas, Nevada, MONTRELL, the Hitman Glover! His opponent, out of the Interstate Roofing and JRC Window red corner. He's a Muay Thai style fighter and your number 1 seed, standing 5 foot 7 inches tall, weighed in at 135 pounds with Easton Muay Thai from Denver, Colorado, DMITRI Ramos! Referee Armando Castro.
Fighters, you were given instructions. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Back to your corners.
Glover with the blue tape. Ramos with the red tape.
Ramos with a change of trunks. I love he has a garment for every style fight.
Had the gladiator-style trunks for his boxing match. Mr. Glover continues with the flamed theme.
Glover did a really good job in his first fight in his counter punching. See if he can repeat it in this fight.
Ramos comes out decidedly faster than he did in his boxing match.
Well, Ramos has come out with some strong leg kicks, which we weren't able to see in the first bout.
Well, the other thing too is if you can end it, and get into the finals without expelling as little octane as you can.
Glover still looking for more counterattacks.
And we saw the accuracy of Ramos. I don't know if a counterattack strategy is going to pay off as well as it did.
Ramos is opening up a little bit more in this round of the tournament.
If by a little you mean a lot, yeah.
I think it was the shorts.
Oh, good left hand. Oh, that was a one. That was right in the cup, man. Ouch.
That is unfortunate. Ramos apologetic about it. It was an accidental strike, nothing malicious on the intent, but that was significant.
Yeah, it sure was. Well, that's why you wear the cup.
It certainly paid for itself right there.
Hopefully,
Big Six,
hopefully
he's not.
he's wearing a good one.
Big Six, he's over. Yeah, that's a good reason. Bella's doing all right. Yep, I'm good.
Now the question is, would you rather be kicked in the groin or poked in the eye?
I'll take the groin shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because eye is immobilizing. Groin chop, you can persevere.
Yep.
Either is not ideal.
Ice the Marbles comes from a movie. It was actually Tommy Boy.
All right. He's good to go. Back to work. Ramos back to throwing his left hand.
Yeah. Nice jab there by Montrell Star. Or what is it? Excuse me.
Montrell Glover.
Yeah, the Glover. Good body shot by Ramos. Ooh, Glover, that was blocked. Good kick, but that was blocked. Nice low kick. Glover being active now.
I think Glover needs to be a little bit more active from distance.
Yes.
He's the taller fighter.
Yeah.
But he's allowing Ramos to get in close.
That kick helped a little bit. Uppercut as well. Now's that jab and a nice right hand at the end of the round, Drew.
That was really good. And we have a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Right when you said that he needs to use his distance, it's almost like he heard him. Because right when he started using, he started connecting it. And you hit the length, and you can hit people at the end of your strikes. That's where the power comes.
That's the sweet spot.
Coach Drew.
In the first bout, I mean, Glover did find those opportunities later on in the fight. Now going to the second round, is he also going to implement that as well in this fight? We're starting to open up as the rounds go on.
I think Ramos's pressure is too heavy to have a very counter-striking heavy game.
In other words, switch the tables and start attacking more if you can, or use your length and start using maybe a teep kick here, something like that.
Yeah, we're seeing on the replay here where Glover was able to manage the distance a little bit, had some success, but Ramos just set such heavy forward pressure this fight, especially compared to his first fight.
Both men look well rested and ready to go.
Ramos got his name tattooed on his chest, that way I won't forget.
Glover, you got to pick it up. Ramos back to controlling the space.
Yep. Ramos got to use it. Hitman with the jab. That one missed.
Oh.
It did a good job avoiding that low leg kick, though.
Rio Glover showing a little bit more control of range.
Yeah, and he landed a nice leg kick to the midsection as well.
I'd like to see Ramos do a lot more of these fakes. You know, become unpredictable.
A couple little feint.
In the corner, Ramos saying, do not let off the gas. We keep going here. So definitely they have changed up the game plan for the semifinals.
Yeah, Ramos is throwing a lot more strikes, and there's a nice left hand, but again, for MONTRELL, it's just not enough. Glover's got to throw more strikes. That was glancing.
And Ramos
There's a
working
jab.
his combinations a lot more. MONTRELL Glover doing a lot of single strikes.
Yeah, and with that reach, why not double up on that jab?
Again, in these combat sports, and more so the striking department, volume is key.
Yep.
The more you throw, the more potential you'll have to land. And Ramos is really picking up the volume.
Yeah, he just has had so many, both those punches missed by Glover. And again, not using the space that he has in his length.
Towards the end of the round, we'll see if Glover opens up with this distance.
That's a good kick to the midsection by Glover. But a big overhand left and then a knee. A couple nice knee strikes at the end of that round for Marquez.
It was a good
Ramos
round for
checking.
Ramos.
Yep.
Good round by Ramos.
Ramos is doing a great job, Jerry. He pointed out early in the fight, not allowing Glover to use that distance, always pressuring it coming forward.
Man, these guys are in such good shape. Just taking deep breaths, but not labored, difficult breathing. Just regathering their energy, getting ready to come out hard for round 3.
Well, I'm in Glover's corner. I got to tell him you need to finish here, man. You got to go for broke.
And on the replay, we're seeing Ramos able to control the distance better than Glover is. Able to get in, uses that unrelenting pressure. Just always, always, always moving forward.
We have a wardrobe malfunction in the corner here. Glover needs his mouthpiece.
Yep. At least he knew it.
I'm glad he did.
The problem is
Right.
you don't know it.
Teeth are important.
Turns out,
I need him to chew. Oh, uppercut. Nice. Oh, Glover with a nice combination. That's his first one in the fight where he hit a combination and an uppercut. There he goes again.
Glover's very athletic, and when he starts pulling the trigger like this, he does well. Ramos has got to get back to that smothering. He can't let Glover hang out in this range.
Glover had a really nice start to this round. Fun 30 seconds that saw him use his tools. Big left hand and then a leg kick. Oh, man, those leg kicks. Look at Glover coming back with a left and a right. There's the jab. Double up on that jab.
it's been the best minute of the fight so far for Glover.
Yep.
By far.
I like Ramos's pressure when he closes the distance, but I would like to see him use the clench to break out appropriately versus backing out into Glover's range. And these kicks at the end of a combination are paying dividends right now.
Ramos with a lot more power, misses low. Glover's got to get after it here. Just 40 seconds left in this fight. Ramos, that overhand left is landing nice. There's an uppercut. There's another uppercut.
Glover's rear uppercut is impressive. I think he knows to hide it behind a jab.
Yeah. Making it through a combination. Big time knee. Don't know that landed all the way. That kick was blocked. That one missed.
I think Glover made a mistake a moment ago. Just let himself get back fully into the corner to the point that he was leaning on the ropes.
Yeah. Boy, that uppercut he's got is a nice weapon. You see that right hand that landed. I think Drew's right. If this kid can find a way to throw combinations with that uppercut at the end, he's going to see a lot of benefits.
Agreed. And just had that athleticism he shows in bits and parts.
Flashes.
Yeah. Very impressive. He needs to start, timing it better.
I think the volume by Ramos is a lot to overcome.
Yeah, and the forward pressure, just the pace with which he was moving forward. He wasn't stalking, he was hunting. I mean, he was running his opponent down.
Ramos showed a little more power as well. But I'll tell you, when you look at a young fighter like Glover, getting these rounds and getting the time in and going the distance. Listen, he was a 7 seed, won the first fight, got into the second fight, man. And boy, that uppercut is his best weapon that I saw. And we just can learn to put something around it.
The replay here, we're seeing where Glover made that mistake, let himself get backed into the corner and stood there and took a number of shots. And I think that was just a momentary lapse of reasoning there, because the whole rest of the round, he did a better job of managing the distance and pressuring forward than we'd seen earlier in the fight.
Yeah, he telegraphed a little bit too on that kick, that when he got backed in the corner, telegraphed that kick and his hands were down, and you get yourself in trouble that way.
Some of the counter striking there that we saw him have such success with in his earlier fight.
Yeah, I think the few times that Ramos didn't look his best is when he was pulling back. You know, being the shorter fighter, you know, I know firsthand, I'm pulling myself back into his range. And so I think he should have just doubled down on that pressure and maybe even used the clinch to break safely.
I think that's very sage advice.
I have a strong feeling we're going to see him improve into the next fight.
It's taking a while. Or Stewie may just be taking a while. Stuff for snack. Stewie just looked over at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, after that 3-round battle, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Sanchez scores us about 30-27 Ramos. Judge Van Tine scores us about 29-28 Glover. Judge Martinez scores us about 30-27 in favor of your winner by split decision. And moving on to the finals, DMITRI RAMOS!
Congratulations to the Easton, Denver, Colorado fighter, DMITRI Ramos. We're going to see him in a full rules Muay Thai fight for the finals of the King of Sparta Strikers Tournament.
Yeah, I thought he won the fight.
Big Sexy.
It's 30-27,
Get
30-27
excited,
is,
Sparta.
and then you get a 29-28 for the guy
I'm
that was
here
going to
with
beat
the winner, moving on to
30-27.
the next
me,
round.
what are you watching? Sorry.
So it looks like you got him against the ropes and something just takes over. Is that instinct or is that something you plan?
You know, when you get somebody on the ropes, they can't do much defensively besides swing big. You just pull, pick. And I just picked my shots when they were there. I saw him, he was covering. The leg was there. He can't move back. So, you know, that's just how I ran it.
That's fantastic. Now, from your corner, you kept hearing, stay short, stay small. What is that for you? What's that tell you?
I mean, you see, I'm shorter than him, you know, so I got to make sure that I can stay tight. I felt his danger. I felt his power at the end of his strikes. When I got in, I felt a lot stronger. I was landing those leg kicks. It was just coming together, yeah.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you in the final. And remember, Sparta, if you need help with real estate, you got a friend in Big Sexy.